Hello everyone, this is CrazyCowMM here, and welcome back to another tutorial. Now today I'm going to be teaching you how to use the setBlock and fill commands to make your mapping and building experiences much easier. So, to begin, we're going to go over the parts of a setBlock command. In the beginning, you're telling the console what command it is. This is obviously setBlock command, so you type /setBlock. Next come the coordinates. These tell the console where to set this block. And these coordinates are X, Y, and Z in that order. Next comes the ID. This tells the console what to replace it with. Then comes the data value. So this is the data value of the block that you're setting. And then comes an extra parameter. We're not going to get into this until later. If you're going to perform this command in your chat, like I'm going to do now, make sure you're looking at where you want to place your block. If it's in the air, just place a placeholder block there, like this. Now, hit / on your keyboard. This will automatically open up chat with a / in it. It just makes it easier. Then type setBlock, and instead of typing in the coordinates by pressing F3 and things, you're just going to press tab, space tab, space tab. Now this automatically fills in the coordinates for the block that you're looking at. Next, you're going to press space, and then you're going to type in the ID that you want to replace it with. I'm just going to replace it with dirt. You can replace it with anything. Literally any block in Minecraft. Hit enter, and bam, that piece of stone is now a piece of dirt. Now, if we were to execute this command again, it wouldn't do anything, and it would say that the block could not be placed because that block is already there. So if we remove this block, it's back. Now, we're going to go over the additional parameters that we talked about in the beginning. The first one being the data value. If I set the data value of dirt to 1, we get coarse dirt. If I set it to 2, we get podzol. I'm just going to go back to normal dirt. Here comes the extra parameters. These are various things. So we have destroy, keep, and replace. Destroy destroys the block that was already there. So if we had stone and set block to dirt, the stone would break. It would make a breaking sound, and it would actually normally drop an item. If we do keep, this doesn't do anything because it keeps the blocks that are already there. If we removed it, it works. Now, final tag, if we do replace, this just replaces the block that's already there. So it works on anything. This is the default parameter for this section. That's pretty much it for setBlock commands in chat. However, if you want to do it in the command block, it's slightly different. First, you have to place down your command block. Then, you should get the coordinates of the block you want to set. To do this, I'm just going to type them in chat. Then I'm going to go into my command block and type setBlock -95, 56, and 644. These are the coordinates of that block over there. Dirt. Other than not being able to tab fill coordinates, this works exactly the same. You press the button to hit enter, and it places that block as dirt. If you did tab fill, I'll show you. You see that it gives you coordinates. However, if we finish this command and enter it, as you can see, it actually just sets the command block itself to dirt. And we don't want that, usually. Next, I'm going to go over the structure of a fill command. Okay, this is a fill command. As you can see, it's quite a bit longer, but as soon as you understand it, it makes sense, and it's actually not any one bit harder. It made no sense, but who cares? So again, first things first, we have the command. So that in this case, it is fill. Then we have the coordinates again, x, y, and z. However, after this, we have even more coordinates. This is just a repeat. It's actually x2, y2, z2. To help you understand, I'm going to give you a world edit example first. Then, if you don't know world edit, I will show you a just normal example. In world edit, you grab your wooden axe and you right click on each of the corners, or you click on one of the corners and right click on the other corner. This sets first position and second position. You can think of the coordinates in the fill command as exactly the same thing. This first set is first position, and this second set is second position. If you don't know what world edit is, you can think of it this way. We're selecting this block first as our first set of coordinates. Then we're expanding that selection box by putting coordinates over here to help it to make it encompass this entire block as a structure. Think of it like scaling a movie. You drag the corner, scaling something. You drag the corner and it expands. Except this time we're expanding it in 3 dimensions rather than 2. Alright, so the next thing we have in the command, in the structure of a fill command, is just like set block. It's the ID of the block that you're placing. You can also put the data value after this, and we still have some extra parameters at the end. If I were to do this, it wouldn't actually do anything. It wouldn't actually do a big selection box because these two coordinates are exactly the same. As you can see, it just set this block to dirt. However, if I were to do this, /fill tab space tab space tab. Now this is the only problem with the fill command that some people don't get. You actually have to press enter and move to the other location of the block if you want to tab fill. If you've memorized the coordinates of one of the blocks, then go ahead and type them in. But if not, it's okay to press enter, make it give you an error, come over to the other side, then press the up arrow to retrieve the last command, and press space tab space tab space tab. Now we're going to fill in our ID, and bam, the entire thing is dark. Now there are multiple uses for this, and one of the biggest ones is just convenience for building large rooms. I'm actually going to turn up the coordinates here. Wrong direction, but that's fine. No, it's not. Never mind. I'm actually going to turn up the Y value here so we get a nice cube. I'm going to move this side. It's not quite a cube, but it's good enough. So, now we're going to go over the extra parameters. Obviously, we can do dirt 1 or 2 for our extra IDs. But we're just going to stick with 0. Sorry, hold up. There we go. Okay. So, now I'm going to go over the extras. So, first we have, oh, I see so many times. Anyway, first we have destroy. This does exactly what the set block 1 does and destroys all the blocks. It's quite a bit louder though. The second one we have is hollow. Now you can't notice any visible effect on the outside, but if you break inside, you'll notice that it's actually hollow on the inside. Next, we have keep. This just keeps the blocks that are already there. Then we have outline. I haven't actually figured out... okay. What this does is it just makes an outline of the existing block. It's a perfect square outline. And instead of deleting the blocks in the center, it keeps them. As you can see if we do outline here. And we break this block, instead of air, there's the stone still in there. And lastly, we have replace. This is the default setting that's already set at, and just creates a solid block. Okay, so that's essentially the fill command. Now, I would never use the... Now, I rarely use the fill command for actual, like, in-game in-map mechanics. However, the set block is really handy for some of this, and I want to show you some of the stuff that you can do with it. The first thing is, if you're in older versions that don't have repeating command blocks because you don't want to update, you can create a super fast clock using set block. So I'm going to type the set block command in here, and we're actually going to use relative coordinates for this. To do this, you're just going to type tilde, tilde, and tilde. Basically, what relative coordinates are is instead of the world being the center of all the coordinates, this command block is. And we want the coordinate that is one block to the left. To the right, sorry. So we're going to type 1 here on the Z, because the Z happens to be right in this case. You can always check by just pressing F3, and it gives you a direction crosshair in the center of your screen. We're going to say that redstone block. I'm going to go over here. We're just going to do the opposite location, or the same location but the opposite coordinate, and we're going to set it to air. Now if you place this, oh, I did it backwards. I am sorry. Oops, I'm going to copy this. Okay, now it actually matters which way you do this because it activates one first. You want the redstone one to activate first, so you want to put the redstone one on the right, I think. Whoops. Make sure your coordinates are right, otherwise it won't work at all. There. So now we have what looks like 100% solid redstone block, but if we break it, it disappears for a second, but then comes back. So we can just chill in here. He's actually almost instantly coming back. If I were to maybe attempt to pull a little more. Anyway. Now this is actually a really fast clock, so I've set this to say hi. It spams a lot. It doesn't matter if you break this or not. It really makes no. Whoops. I mean, it makes you just break the command blocks, but. So basically, that's what you can do with set block and fill. Fill is really useful for building. Set block is really useful for mechanics and individual block setting. That's basically the end of the tutorial. I hope you enjoyed, and remember to subscribe for tutorials every Tuesday, and like the video if you like, and comment or like down below if you like the video. Thank you. Goodbye.